So we've been working towards the restoration of Kaikomako Manuatawhi, the only female tree of her kind out on one of our remote islands. There's been repropagation, the mapping of where those plants have gone, and then we've done our own work to create more. And we also had around 150 from Manaaki Whenua returned to us.
This is a partnership that goes back 50 years to days of the DSIR, through Manaaki Whenua Landcare Research, through to the Bioeconomy Science Institute. And it's been supporting Ngāti Kuri in its aspirations to look after its taonga throughout that time.
So the kaupapa was to look at many different things, hazards and things that climate change has had an effect on the particular area around the Waido Bar, sea level rise, all kaupapa like that. But the other part of it too was that key part around getting a good understanding of the iwi and what they knew and what sort of they could bring to the table. There's a lot of experiences and knowledge that whānau had that's never been brought to the forefront. Seeing the similarities of what the Western science has and lining it up with the mātauranga Māori has been a really awesome experience.
Te Hiotai is a Māori impact-led initiative to increase the number of Māori in STEM. We partner with Pūhoro STEM Academy to include dual knowledge systems such as mātauranga Māori and modern science, and a Māori innovation approach within the science, innovation and technology system.
They invest in supporting us with wānanga in secondary. In tertiary they support through scholarship, and through industry they support us with internships.
We're really interested in building a workforce for the future, and it means that we need to support our rangatahi and tauira Māori now to involve themselves in STEM.
And so it was critical for us to find ways across our longitudinal pathway that we could do this. Our partnership with PHF Science has enabled us to do just that.
Ngā Matua Tāne research is a research area dedicated, led by Māori within Transforming Tree Phenotyping program. It's an endeavour program for 5 years that looks at understanding the characteristics of trees that are important to industry. And what we're trying to do is understand the characteristics of native species that are important to Māori. Māori are significant stakeholders in the forestry sector. They own the land underneath a lot of the forests. And so their role in being involved in forestry research in particular, from a New Zealand perspective, that is critical.
When Māori first came to New Zealand, they discovered this incredibly strong metal-like material, and it transformed their lives. I've been working with Ngāi Tahu for about 2 decades and trying to understand the pounamu and trying to give them the geological knowledge that they need to manage the resources.
So one of the hopes for us when we answer the question, why is pounamu tough, is that we will help the carvers in a practical way, help them assess the quality of pounamu. There may well also be spin-offs for material science in general.
Being involved in partnerships like this takes time and requires long-term investment. You've got to be in it for the long game, but if you are, you get an awful lot of treasure from it.